Not able to hear the audio.
Not able to.
Here,
No sound, Prabhu.
yeah, no
Sound
sound.
is not there.
Okay.
Sorry, the audio was not proper.
Nothing was audible.
I'm sorry. I don't know what is the technical fault, but it's okay. We will continue because I'll check later what happened, what had happened. Okay. So moving on to today's topic. Am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay. Just give me a second. Okay. Now the today's topic is that we're going to see the Veda Angas. What is that Veda Anga? It is also called Upavedas. When the Lord Vishnu revealed these Vedas, when Brahma spoke, apart from these four Vedas, there are also something else also come. This is called Vedangas. The six part of the Vedangas also came along with the original Vedas when he spoke. Apart from this main Rik, Yajur, Sama, Dharvana Veda, we also have Ayurveda, which talks about our medicine, and there is a Dhanur Veda, which more of how to do the archery, how to fight. It's more of a military science. It is also talked about it, and we have a Shilpa. Shilpa means how to carve a particular deity in the stone. What kind of there are rules and regulation. You can't just take any image and start creating it. There are Shilpa Shastras available. Staptya means who constructs the civil engineering. Most of the temple we have seen, architects, marvelous wonders in India. There are so many things they have done so precisely. Which place to place the Lord, where the energy center will be there, what kind of sculpture needs to be done, how the structure needs to be done of the temple. All those things are there mentioned in this theory. Like that, there are so many available, including the Kalpa, which I'll be explaining shortly. So apart, these are additional Vedas available, but predominantly when we say Smriti, there are two things to it. Smriti includes Vedangas and includes Agamas. The third thing is the Puranas. So when the general people, when we say the Smriti, they talk about this Vedanga. So what is this Vedanga? That's what we will see. First one is Siksha. Siksha is nothing but a phonetics of or grammar of Sanskrit. So the Vedas have all the mantras. Most of them are mantras, right? So all is arranged in the mantras. So in order for somebody to learn how to pronounce the mantra, you have to basically learn the phonetics of the how to pronounce that. So that is the great people, Panini or somebody like that. They have written down commentaries on these sutras. That's called Siksha Smriti. Then Vyakarana, which is nothing but grammar. Again, Panini and some other rishis, they have written down grammar on how to form a sentence or how this grammar works. Then we have Nirupti. Nirupti is nothing but the context. It's not like a dictionary, but a particular word is used in different contexts, different meaning. For example, Atma, when we say Brahman in Bhagavad Gita, it refers to different things. Sometimes it's referred to Lord Brahma, sometimes Krishna, to our soul. There's a different context. The same word, but in different contexts, you use it different way. So how to use those words in different contexts? That talks about Nirupti. Then we have chandas, nothing but a meter. So you need to recite a mantra in a particular meter or poem. So that is mentioned. So there are different authors like Panini, Nikundu. There are so many people who have written a commentary or they written down how to read this Vedas. Then we have Jyotisha. Jyotisha is nothing but this astronomy as well as astrology. It is not just matching a horoscope. Jyotisha means we just go and ask our future, what would happen to my job, family, what or when do I get married, or any dosha is there in my horoscope. That is only 2 or 5% of it. Uh, so the remaining is predominantly. Is it okay? I'm echoing. Somebody is. Okay. So the astronomy, they precisely they'll calculate when is the time, when the Uttarana will come, when the sun would rise, when there will be particular tithi would come, and when to get up, when to sleep. Is recommended in the Vedas. You get up early in the Brahma Muhurta and do your activity or any spiritual activity. It will have multiple benefits of having it. So what time you have to sleep, which is good. Between now, if you sleep between 9 and 12, that is where you have sound sleep. In case you go to bed late, how much or you sleep, even you sleep for 10 hours, you don't feel like completely satisfied. But however, you just go sleep at 9 and get up at 12 or 1, you will see the sound, the deep sleep happens during that time. So this all talk about the time, place, space, what time is the best, what are the things you can do. And those are documented in this Jyotisha. Then the Kalpa. Kalpa is not, this is different from other 5 because the Kalpa is like a kind of a book. So this Kalpa talks about what are the rituals one can perform, how one to conduct different things. So if you can see on the right hand side, I put the Kalpas divided into 4 types. One is Shrauda, Grahya, Dharma, and Sulabha. So what is this 4 things about Kalpa Sutra? These are books. Unlike Siksha, it talks about phonetics, but Kalpa I have divided into various categories of books, which is Shrauda, Grahya, Dharma, and Sulabha. So in the Kalpa Sutra, what happens? This is made for people how to do a community life. Shrauda means it is prescription duties are prescribed for the community life. As a community, what we should do. Then the Grahya Sutra is talks about right from the beginning, the samskaras, how you get married, how you negotiate with the bridegroom. Then what is the bride and groom, how do they match the horoscope? There is Devagana is there, then there is Ashuragana is there. And what kind of woman with what kind of category should be matched with whatever. Nowadays, there are a lot of mismatch in the, there are fight quarrels among families, husband and wife. That's because the wife should be in the particular category. Then she can be compatible with particular group of the husband, the male. So this is what done in the horoscope. Actually, if you see that in normal, our regular people also would match. So this Grahya Sutra talks about what kind of person should be matched with whom, then how the marriage should be conducted. Once you conduct a marriage, how do you do a Garbha Samstakana? Basically, what happens, we've seen from the history that Prahlad Maharaj, who is born in the demonic family, but his father is Hiranyakashipu. He was a demon, but he was a pure devotee. How is that possible? When he was in the womb, Narada Rishi went and spoke to his mother Kayadu, then he instructed about goals of life. So when in the womb itself, he learn and come. So it is the time on which you have to appropriately the project needs to be created on the appropriate time. So the time, what tithis are allowed, what days, if somebody wants male and female child, the odd days and even days from the particular date, you can choose. If it is odd date, you will get a male child. It's even date, then you will get a female child. What are these prohibited, like Purnima, Ekadasi, those tithis are prohibited. What time you have to procreate. So if you select a wrong time, wrong tithi, what happens? The progeny who is born, the child who is born, he will not be favorable. So we can see that so many people here, people are like, the children take up to all the violence, they take up to different illicit activities. That's because they were not planned, or they need to be this. What time you need to perform the samskaras? This is very important. So this is given in detail. Then once the child is procreate, then how do you take simanta? We do once the baby is there, 8 months for the ladies. We do simanta. That is to protect the child. Then there is a upacharas, samskaras available to protect the child to have a safe birth. Once the birth is taken, when do we cut the hair, and when do the namakarna? Based on the nakshatra, the boy is born or girl is born, you start with the letter S. It starts with the letter Y, whatever, right? right? It is depends on the nakshatra. So that says what are the letters are allowed to name the child, the numerology, what we call it as. Then it goes on like this till death. Then once you take birth, then you do upanayana with the boy. Once it's upanayana done, then it goes on, like again marriage, what are the samskaras needs to be done. It's a graha pravesha if you want to do, what is the samskara needs to be done. So it's very, very important that one should understand this portion of Grahya Sutra, which will be, talks about how one to lead a life for the grahasthas. So there is a book written, there is a purificatory. This, if you want somebody to read, I can put it on the ritual. The last you can see there is one book called Book of Samskaras. You can see the logo that you can refer. It is available in case anybody is interested to know more detail about that. So then next is Dharma. This Grahya is taken from one of the Vedas, from Yajur Veda. So then the Dharma is there. Dharma is more of how to conduct humankind. How do you perform? What are the activities you do? In the Sulabha is nothing but basically how do you set up a fire altar? What is the measurement it should be? What are the ingredients required to cook? What are the ingredients required for yajna? So Sulabha talks about that. So these are the various kalpas available in the Vedangas. So Vedangas in summary nothing but the Vedas came. Apart from Vedas, there are 6 Angas also came. That's to how to pronounce, how to conduct our life, what is the grammar behind it, how do I pronounce it, how do I sing it, what is the time I get up, and what time I need to perform the yajnas. And the kalpas talks about how to one grahastha life, means how to conduct a grahastha life right from childbirth to marriage to till death. What are the samskaras one you can perform. Then what is the community life, when the community, or what kind of activities you're supposed to do. Then Sulabha means how to set up the particular altar, or if you construct a temple in your house, what kind of material you have to use. All those things are explained in the Vedangas. So any questions or any comments anybody wants to, if you're not able to follow, before I move on to the next one. So if you're able to understand, type yes. So then I can move on to the next one. If you have any question, please unmute and ask me. So the next one is the Agamas. Now what happens is, apart from the Upa Vedas, there are something which came out of this Vedas called Agamas. Generally, there are Shakti worshippers. We call it as a Shakti, Shaktas, because people generally understand the energy. Oh, there is a God, means there is a energy is there. That energy is nothing but Durga Devi, who controls this entire material world. So there are people who worship Shakti. They call Shaktas. Then you have Surya. Surya is the visible source of energy. Sometimes you can't see the Maya Shakti, apart from Durga Devi, how does the energy works. But we can see the sun, it's drying up the water, it's giving it is doing everything, it's giving light. So people are able to see the energy, visible source, which is nothing but Surya. So the followers of Surya, they call Sauras. So the particular, the Agamas, whatever comes out, the particular energy part of it. So they created various Agamas. There are Shakta Agamas, Saura Agamas are there, which will talk about how the world is maintained by energy, how it is being controlled and stuff like that. Then we have Ganapati, are Ganapatyas. Ganapati means a group of a head of some group. So it's not only our elephant god at Ganesha, it means there are more Ganeshas are there. It's not the only Ganesha. It's Ganapatya means you should not mistaken. Ganapatya is Ganeshji is one of the Ganapatya. But there are many other group of people who control the particular elements. So they're also called Ganapatyas or controller. So people understand person who is controlling everything, removing all the obstacles. So they start worshipping Ganesha. They call Ganapatyas. Then there are Shiva. Shiva is meant for destruction. The universe is destructed, annihilated by Shiva. They are called Saivite. There is Saiva Agama is available. Then the final one is the Vishnu or Vaikshana. Here they understand that ultimate source, everything emanates from Vishnu. So the people who worship serve Vishnu. So this is a small summary of Agamas, how based on the different nature of people, because all the human beings are not the same. Somebody would like to worship as energy. Somebody would like to see the controller. Somebody want to see the destruction element. Somebody want to see the ultimate source. So there are different people who are following different categories of the Vedas. So they called Agamas. Now moving on to the today's important topic is that the Puranas, which is called fifth Veda. Now in the Smriti, as I mentioned, we have Vedangas, how to pronounce the particular mantra. After that, Agamas came, which is came out means based on different controller energies, how people started classifying different Agamas. Then we see that when we say Smriti, it is really the Ithihasas and Puranas. They call it as a Smriti. So what happened is Vyasadeva at the starting of Kali Yuga, he saw people will not be able to follow. So what happening is this Vedas, one Rishi has told to another Rishi, his disciple, one particular branch, not all the Vedas been taught by all of them because it's vast. As I said, some Agamas, there is a particular Rishi who would continue, his disciplic session would continue only on Shakti Agama. Then other disciplic session would continue only on the Vishnu. Another person would continue only on the Ganapatya. So people, okay, this meeting ends. Please join back. We have 10 minutes. I'm sorry about that. So these are people who, Vedas is huge. So one person has taken Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and that multiple branches. So many rishis, you can imagine like a tree with hundreds of branches. So only those Guru will teach only that particular Samhita or particular Brahmana Aranyaka, then it is coming in the disciplic succession. So then Vyasadeva thought in this Kali Yuga, people will not be able to remember all of them. Let me start putting in writing. That's why he called Vyasadeva. He's a literary incarnation of the Lord. Every Yuga, Divya Yuga, when it comes, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga, just before starting Kali Yuga, Vyasadeva would appear and he would write all these things. So he written down everything. So when he was writing down, he written down these Puranas as well. So the Puranas emanated originally from the heart of the Vishnu to Brahma. Brahma then he spoke along with Vedas, Veda Angas. First Veda came, then Veda Angas came. And from Veda, apart from Vedangas, he spoke the Puranas also. So it is came from Brahma's mouth, revealed by Lord himself. So it is also called as a Veda. Puranas are not written, even though we say Smriti. Smriti is which is written down. Because Vyasadeva written down, we are putting under Smriti category. But technically, if you see, it is originally imitated from the Lord. Then it is written down, it is spoken by Brahma. Then it is finally written down by Vyasadeva. We all know this nice story of Ekatanta. Does anyone know why Ganeshji is called Ekatanta? So there was once Vyasadeva started thinking how to write this. Then he wanted somebody, because he was in the meditation, somebody he wants to write because it's a huge Mahabharata, it's huge. So he requested Ganeshji to write. So Ganeshji also put a condition saying that you should not stop. If you stop, then I will go. You need to keep on telling. There should not be any break. Then I will write. Then Vyasadeva also in turn told him, you have to understand, just don't write it. You have to understand also, then you have to, don't just write it. You have to understand, assimilate, then you write it. So this was the transcendental challenge between both of them. Then Vyasadeva is to tell all this thing and Ganeshji is right. So what happened in between, his pen got ink over or it's broken. So he didn't add any options. He broke his one of the tusk. That's why it's Ekatanta. He had two, but he broken down one and he completed this Mahabharata. So these Puranas originally have 1 billion verses, but Vyasadeva, it is available in the upper planetary system, not in our system. Our system is only, we have 4 lakh verses. Out of 4 lakh verses, this Mahapurana, we call it as Bhagavatam, is the Mahapurana. 18,000 verses are there. So this is the prominent out of 18 Puranas. This is Bhagavata Purana is the topmost one. On the left hand side, I've given the classification: Vishnu Purana, Narada Purana, Bhagavata Purana, Garuda Purana, Bhatma Purana. This all forms the Sattva Guna part of the Puranas. Then we have Rajo, Brahmanda Purana, Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Markandeya Purana, Bhavishya Purana, Vamana Purana, Brahma Purana. Then we have Tamo, for the people who are in Tamo Gunas. For them, they use this Matsya Purana, Kurma, Linga Purana, Shiva Purana, Skanda Purana, Agni Purana. So this, what is this Puranas all about? What is Puranas and Ithihasas? Purana is nothing but history. We read in the schools, right? History and geography. History, Akbar came, he planted the trees. Somebody came, he did this. Similarly, these Puranas would talk about, okay, different part of the world, this personality or the king was there, or this god was there, he did this activity. It is in the more story form, because Vedas are very, very difficult to understand, so I written down it in story form. Then we have Ithihasa. Ithihasa is nothing but same Puranas, but it's for the particular lineage or particular king. It is Rama. Only Ramayana is there. Only talk about Raghuvamsha. There are so many Vamshas coming from Surya. But, Ishvaku, there are so many people, but they will only talk about Ithihasa as specific, zoom down, narrow down to only the particular king, particular time. Rama, how did he live? How did he how did he manage the entire kingdom? And Mahabharata, if you see, it's come from the Chandra Vamsha, where only talks about Krishna, Mahabharata war, only limited to that. So, but Puranas, not in sequence, not in the chronological order, it will talk about all the history, actually what happened. These are not some stories. When you hear in the Purana stories, these are actually happened in different part of time, different places. It may not be in the particular order, but it will take the example to explain what is the Vedas talks about. Right? On the right hand side, I've given you 3 tabular columns, which is very, very important to understand. Why Vedas are not useful for us, or why we can't understand Vedas. Why should we depend on Puranas? Number one, the availability of Veda is only 6%. I've showed in the first day, first week, most of the Vedas are not available. Even though when written down, this is lost. Only 6% of the Vedas is available. So it's like you have a golden bangle, it is broken. So you can't add some other metal to make it. So gold is gold. You need to add another gold, because what are the spoken, revealed to the rishis, it is lost. Where you go and get it? You can't get it. So that is broken is broken. So similarly, it is not complete, but the Puranas are called, one is complete or history. If Puranas, one is one sense, you can say it is history. Another sense, it's Purnam. Purna means which is complete. So this gives the essence of entire Vedas, what is there. It is not lost anywhere. So we have more than 95% of available, all these Puranas available. So we can easily get the essence of the Vedas. So that's one. Second thing, the Vedas were written in different language. Sanskrit was 2 different Sanskrit dialects. One is that in Karnataka also, when we speak, Bangaloreans speak different language. When you go to Mangalore, they speak different language. If you go to North Karnataka, they speak different language. There are 2 kinds of Sanskrit. One is very, the Puranas own ancient Sanskrit. Another one is normal conversation, Laukika Sanskrit. So this Puranas and Ithihasas written in the common man language, where any woman or it could be any Shudra kind of person can easily read and understand. In Kali Yuga, most of them are Shudras in nature. So it's easy for us to understand, but that difficulty, I said, first you want to read Vedas, then you'd go through the 6 Agamas, 6 Vedangas I was talking about, Nritti, grammar. Grammar itself will take about 5 to 6 years. We want to master Sanskrit, we want to learn grammar, Nirupti, Vyakarana, all those things you want to study. You have to go to Gurukul, study under a guru for 6-7 years. It's very, very difficult. So unless you understand the Veda Angas, then you will read the Vedas, which is not available. And it is difficult to assimilate. It talks about so many things, and it is very difficult to assimilate. Whereas Ithihasas as Puranas, it's available, easy to understand. It is in the story form. It's a poor memory. We can understand the story, but Vedas you can't remember. You have to practice it for many years. So that's why the Puranas originally emanated from the Lord, spoken by Lord Brahma, written down by Vyasadeva. And we accept the Puranas as the standard for us, our conducting our day-to-day life, or take inspiration from that. We take the spiritual importance from this way. That's because the Puranas are the easy way to do it. Now, the another reason why I've given an example of Vritrasura's story here, I tell you the small story, then I'll also emphasize why this Vedas, it is difficult to understand. So, depends on the pronunciation, or depends on the way you pronounce the same meter or same way, mantra, then it can produce different result. So there is a story. What happens is Vritrasura's brother was there, Vishwarup. He was with Devas. He was doing yajna for them. He was teaching Narayana Kavacha, how to protect oneself from that to Indra. So, but what happens is he is come from the dynasty of the demonic. So this Vritrasura's brother Vishwarup, he started giving some of the yajnas, whatever he performs for the Devatas, some of the portion of the benefit he was giving to the demonic people also. Indra came to know that because Indra never likes the demonic people. Came to know that he appointed by him, the Vishwarup, the Prohit, is giving some of the benefits to the others. So what happened? He immediately he killed him. Please go on mute. One second, let me mute if I am able to mute it. Okay. Okay. So what happens is he killed his brother Vishwarup. Then his father got angry really. Oh, then what he did is he started creating a yagya. Then he want to create this Vritasura so that he can kill this Indra, because Indra killed his son. He created another son. He was doing yagya and all. So he has to supposed to pronounce Indra Satro Vivartvasva. So but he prolonged the Indra like that. So there are some particular meter he has to tell the same word. So instead of it is creating an enemy for Indra, he will be killed by Indra. So it is the just